The first knock came just as the sun was settling behind the pine trees, painting the lake in copper and gold. I knew it wasn't T, one of my guests, because they were all out on the dock laughing, glasses clinking, enjoying the quiet that brought them here in the first place. The knock was sharp, impatient, the kind that assumes you're already in trouble. When I opened the door, there she stood, clipboard in hand, lips tight, eyes scanning past me like she already owned the place. She announced herself before I could speak, said she was with the HOA, and informed me that my unauthorized occupants were in violation of several community rules. I bought that cabin 30 years ago, back when the road was gravel and the nearest store was a half-hour away. I'd raised my kids there, taught them to fish off that dock, and eventually, when retirement rolled around, I started renting it out short-term to help cover taxes and repairs. I knew the rules. I followed them. But she didn't ask questions. She told me my guests were being disruptive, that they didn't belong, and that I should consider myself formally warned. Her voice carried across the yard, and I saw my guests growing quiet, uncomfortable, like kids caught whispering in church. I tried to explain, calmly, that the rentals were permitted, that I had the paperwork. She cut me off, tapped her clipboard, and said she'd already filed a complaint. Then she smiled, thin and satisfied, and said we'd be hearing from the board soon. As she walked away, I felt that familiar mix of anger and disbelief, the kind that settles in your chest and keeps you awake long after the house goes quiet. A week later, a certified letter arrived. Fines, threats of legal action, orders to cease rentals immediately. I called the HOA office and was told, politely but firmly, that the matter was closed. The woman from the clipboard had made sure of that. Friends told me to let it go, said it wasn't worth the stress at my age, but something about the way she spoke to me, the way she treated my guests like intruders, wouldn't let me back down. So I gathered everything, old permits, emails, county approvals, even photos from years back showing previous boards acknowledging the rentals. I wrote letters that went unanswered. I attended a board meeting where I was given 3 minutes to speak and 20 to be talked over. Eventually, another letter arrived, this one summoning me to court. The HOA was suing. The morning of the hearing, my stomach was in knots. The courtroom smelled like old paper and furniture polish. The HOA attorney sat confident, stacks of files neatly arranged. The clipboard woman sat behind him, arms crossed, already victorious in her mind. When my turn came, I spoke slowly, told the story of the cabin, the permits, the years of compliance. The attorney smirked, objected often, painted me as a rule breaker, hiding behind nostalgia. Then something unexpected happened. The judge leaned forward, asked a few pointed questions, and requested to see the original bylaws. As pages were passed up, his expression changed. He asked the HOA attorney if the board had amended certain sections properly. There was hesitation, more pages, more silence. Finally, the judge looked over his glasses and said something I'll never forget. He introduced himself, not just by name, but by history. He said he'd served on a similar HOA board years ago and knew exactly how these rules were supposed to work. The room felt different then. The clipboard woman shifted in her seat. The judge explained, carefully and clearly, that my rentals were grandfathered in, that the HOA had overstepped and that the fines were invalid. He dismissed the case. Just like that, relief washed over me so fast I had to grip the table to steady myself. Outside the courtroom, the clipboard woman avoided my eyes. I went back to the cabin that weekend and watched new guests arrive, smiling, grateful for the peace. The lake was calm again, the way it should be. Standing on the porch, I thought about how easy it would have been to give up, and how important it is, no matter your age, to stand your ground when you know you're right. If this story struck a chord with you, take a moment to like and subscribe for more real-life stories just like this. And let me know in the comments where you're watching from tonight.